Hi, I'm Dennis Reis. Welcome to my living room. Hey, today's show is going to be all about scoops. A horse that came here from Texas, was at a prior trainer, sent her home, said they couldn't be trained, bucking horse problem. Hey, it's going to be a great show. Stay tuned. I want to introduce Scoops, and I'm very excited to introduce her. She is a very, very exquisite, lovely mare. She's about 7 years old. She comes from the great state of Texas. She was at a trainer's barn in Texas, and they sent her home untrainable. And the guy said, you just can't get her to stop bucking. And boy, when she came here, I triggered those spots would maybe get her to choose to do that. And believe it or not, it's the last thing she wants to do, guys, but it's the first thing she did. And boy, she went to bucking, and she is little in size, I guess, compared to some old big old rangy bronc. But she could scare a guy, and I could see why they sent her back home. So one of the first things we did in round pen with her was get her to go forward in this corral and not be worried about going forward in this corral. And really kind of look at this as if I was riding her. Now I'm looking for expressions from her of a looking at me like that, a lowering of her head, a licking and chewing, a desire to be close to me. These are all outward expressions, okay? This is how Scoops go to a trot. Didn't take much. So I'm riding her at a trot. And I'm right in line with her hips. Gonna ask her to go to a walk. Big exhale when I walked. And she kind of looked towards me, didn't she? And I'm walking. So I was able to go from a trot right back to a walk with just an exhale as if I was riding her. That's pretty cool, okay? Gonna go to a canter with her. Okay, what I want to do with her now, while she's cantering, I want to kind of get you prepared what I'm going to do next. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask her to go to a trot, then I'm going to go to a walk, and I'm going to go ahead and build on the fundamentals in this round pen and get her to come to me, find all her rest and comfort with me, reward with me. Let's see how it looks. Let's go to a trot. Let's go to a walk. Just pull her eye and push that hip away. Keep pushing that hip away. Keep her focused on me. Keep pushing that hip away. Have her focused on me. And now I'm going to do this. Bring her up here to me here. And trot right in the middle. Then go right into a canter. And rest right there. Pretty cool. You're going, how did you do that? Licking and chewing. Resting with me. Herd, psychology, and leadership in the round pen. Let me go ahead and change sides here with her. And this is a move that I coined. It's called the $1 million move. It's where I'm able to get in position, get prepared. I'm always in position. I try to be prepared before I do a change of gait, direction, speed, or balance. So make believe like I'm standing right here with a rope in my left hand. Check out how I pull on this rope with this left hand and push her hindquarters. See how I'm kind of pulling that rope with my left hand? Now watch my left hand just kind of stop. And my body stopped. That move, when they move the hindquarters like that, and the body gets bent through the whole body like that, it's an outward expression of them being pretty soft mentally. The problem is, like when she came here, if I asked to push her, she would push back. So hey, these tools, you got to own that responsibility of how you're kind of handling yourself out here. Now, I've been teaching seminars for close to 30 years and worked with thousands of students. The first thing we try to teach here is, just go ahead and get you slowed down. Let's get you in position. Let's get you prepared for these tasks. This makes sure we stop the appropriate time. This makes sure we do less sooner. Now I'm going to go ahead and change sides and go the other direction. Check out how I do it. Pull in the eye, pushing the hindquarters. I'm holding her up. Watch me lower my hand and keep walking, and I just appeared on her right side. Now, you do that 3 or 4 times with these horses, she's going to try hard to get you over here. You'll have a hard time holding her up because she'll just take over and throw you over here. So that's going to be like a negative. So you got to have the ability first to be able to hold her up. Then it'd be your idea to let her come in. They want to rest, and she's going to try hard to put me over here. So I call this my $1 million move. It gives you 1 million opportunities to get so you can get yourself in a position where you can move your horse in a lot of different type of postures to really establish that relationship on the ground doing ground school. So I'm going to go ahead and let her rest right here with me. How long do I rest? We rest longer than the work here. We reward the smallest change and the slightest try. So she tried pretty hard there. We rested. So I didn't ask for her to do a lot. So I rewarded her for the smallest change, and I'm letting the rest be longer than the work. So pretty fun window to the round pen. Now, I'm going to do some ground school with her, as if I haven't been doing ground school. Ground school and round pen work, as far as I'm concerned, are all one task. So let's go ahead and put on a halter and lead rope, do a few handful of ground school tasks, and I think you'll really be excited to see what we have coming up for you. Okay, so when I have this halter on, with her, our philosophy is I can touch her, she can't touch me unless I say it's okay. So I'm going to say, hey, Scoops, come on in here, and we'll go ahead and invite you in here. So it's my idea, okay? I don't want her being pushy and disrespectful and kind of taking over. So one of the things we'll teach you here with these horses is, hey, change your energy and back up. Pretty cool. Now, if she didn't back up, I can build the energy until I get a response. I may have to actually take that lead rope and kind of send some energy where it actually kind of sends a wave of energy at her, and she goes, oh, she'll back off that. You'll reward them, okay? That escalation of aid. Right now, we can be pretty subtle, so watch me kind of walk towards her with my body off. And we'll rub on her. And when I walk to her, I was able to walk right to her, right square, right here in the middle. There you go. There's a blind spot right there. These are prey animals that have the eyes on the side of their head, and so a lot of times these horses are very reluctant to have you walking right down in that blind spot. Now when she came here, she always cocked herself from one side or the other because she was very protective of her body, and when you got on her, she'd be doing this the whole time. So worried, so scared, she was constantly looking back behind her, waiting for the shoe to drop, right? Oh, just terrified. So here, can I just get so I can walk into this area here and have both those eyes and not have her worried by me like that? Now I'm going to walk towards her, hey, with my body on, and have her yield to me. Like that. Hey, pretty cool, huh? She yields to that pressure. So that's one of the tasks that we'll show you with our halter and lead rope. Here's another one. There again, now a lot of times with my halter and lead rope, I'll be carrying my ultimate horseman's flag. Let's see this next task. Can I take her and just have her yield to my bubble here sideways? Pretty cool. That's called a leg yield. Now when I change directions, watch how I can get myself prepared, walk that shoulder over, change her bend in her body. Now watch me push my bubble on her and have her yield laterally there. Body off. So you're kind of seeing some pretty subtle nuances where my body gets turned on, she gives to the pressure. My body's off, she can know the difference. Horses are masters at reading body language, and they can tell in a glance, in a look, in a gesture, in an emotion where you're coming from, particularly this very subtle, sensitive mare. So watch here, my body's off. This is okay, no big deal. body's off. When I ask for a response, I constantly bring the energy on, turn the switch on like you even say to yourself, get yourself prepared in a correct position before you ask for that change of gait, direction, speed, and balance. Switch on, shoulders. Look at that. In this direction here, I can take my energy and push my energy towards that right hind foot. Right hind, left front, right to left, right to left, right to left. And you can see I'm pushing my bubble. So you saw going backwards, going sideways. We'll go ahead and kind of put this together. Move the front end. Nice. Trot. Hey, walk. Get in position. Move the hind end. Move the front end. Come around me. Trot. Walk. Change my energy. Get myself prepared. Gonna go ahead and move the hind end. Watch my tool management. Watch me put a make-believe string attached to my right shoulder, pull on the eye, and push that hip. Off. On, shoulders. Come on around me. So you can see our ground school is getting pretty subtle. Now I'm going to go ahead and push her sideways here with my body. Off. So hey, ground school. But what I want to share with you here is this. Let me take my halter off of her. If I've been doing my ground school appropriately with my teaching tools, take them off. Can you still do your ground school? If you can't, I want to question what were you using your teaching tools for? Maybe you're missing some dialogue through your ground school to create that body language relationship. Critical for her. So let's go ahead and do some ground school with her with nothing on her. So you can see the stick with the string is located in my right hand. If I drew a line right here, that way it's always going towards the hindquarters. This stick with no string is going to pull the eye. Let's see if I can go ahead and just use these two sticks and pull her eye and push her hip. Now turn my body off. Pretty cool. That disengagement. We'll go ahead now, do that same move, and I'll push her sideways a few steps, okay? So start off here by pulling her eye, pushing the hindquarters, and then pushing her sideways a few steps. Off. I'm always going to challenge myself in my ground school. I'm always going to up the game, particularly for these horses that came here in trouble, had to have a lot to offer them to redirect the conversation. So let's go ahead, pull the eye, push the hip, and then push her sideways. Now how do I make this turn here? Pull the eye, push the hip, pull the eye, push the hip. Now I got to make this corner in a square. Pull the eye, push the hip, pull the eye, push the hip. Hey, body off. Pretty cool, huh? Want to see it on the other side? That leg yield in a square. Now, boy, I got to have all these things worked out real good before I start putting pressure on her to get her to overcome her fear. Hey, we call it progressive desensitization through movement. I don't want my horse ever to be unsensitive to me, very sensitive to me, never desensitized to me, but be desensitized to scary things around her. So let's go ahead and change sides. Pull that eye, push that hip, walk that shoulder around there, go right into a lateral move sideways in a square this way. Push her here, hey, pull that eye, push that hip, pull that eye, push the hip. When I pull the eye, I'm pushing the hindquarters around like that. Now my body's off, she'll stop, okay, because she knows my body's off, she'll stop. Just change sides. We'll walk the shoulder around, reposition ourselves. Now, if I'm standing on my left side, what stick goes in which hand? Well, the stick in my right hand to push the hindquarters. But now, let's have her do this move. She's going sideways in a square to me. That's pretty cool, okay? Once again, understanding communication. Now we have this rip stop on here. The beauty of this is it makes the appropriate sound that I use. We're going to call this my sensory work to get my horse to overcome fear. Now she needed lots of flagging out. The flagging with the rip stop. That's the flagging out process. If you hear, you flag your horse out and you go, what do you mean flag my horse out? Well, flagging your horse out is using a tool. You attach a bit of plastic to it, gets them to go ahead and get less scared. Now there's numerous ways to flag a horse out or sack a horse out. So sacking a horse out, flagging a horse out, it becomes, they're almost synonyms, okay? They mean the same. I'm going to have her go sideways in a square. You're saying, well, why are you going sideways while you're flagging her out? Because while she's moving, I'll put her into a difficult posture. So if she loses it, she can lose it while she's moving sideways. Like the way a horse will be jigging down a trail. I'm just not going to go ahead and be pulling on her head. I'm going to go ahead, when you want to move, try going jigging down a trail sideways, or try going down a trail backwards for an hour. Make it difficult on them, but not hard. Just get in position here, ask her to yield to me. Escalate my aid. Now I got her moving, okay? Here comes some stimulus. She's relaxed. My body's off. And I'll pet her. So I escalated the movement. Now my job is to increase the energy until she can stop. Now there's going to be times where she gets a little upset, she's going to get to moving. I stay passively persistent and wait for that outward expression of her saying, I accept this. Okay, so now I'm going to start off again and build this. Let's get in position first. Get prepared. My body's off. Body's on. Yield to me. This is a suggestion, a gentle encouragement. Here comes my flag. I'm pressing on her at just a 1 in energy from 0 to 10, like 1. Here comes a 3. Hey, she got relaxed. I stopped. That's how we started out. We built up to actually we can get to a 9, okay, or a 10 in energy. Licking and chewing. Ask her to yield. Here comes some stimulus. Start off at a 1, and we'll build it to a 10, to a 2, a 3, a 5, a 6, a 7, an 8, a 9. Stay there at 9 until she relaxes. A 9 to a 10. Wait till she relaxes. She's getting softer there. Wait till she changes. Right there. Off. Pretty cool. A lot of times these horses that will stand still, you go beyond 3, they lose it. When they lose it, you stop. Do that 3 times. Now you got them afraid of the flag. Flagging out, sacking out. We call it progressive. You progressively put the energy on your horse. We're progressively desensitizing our horses to the stimulus while they're in movement. Progressive desensitization through movement. Big mouthful. Basically, it's kind of getting your horse to overcome his fears while they're moving, okay? I found a big hole in her. She was afraid of things above her. And when you're riding her, you're above her. So you have to get to work, and she was scared of things above her. Just go ahead and put it above her. Now I'm going to start off here. Ask her to yield to me. Now I have it above her. And the way you'd be carrying like a flag, and you wouldn't have gotten by with her carrying like the American flag on her. She would not have, you'd have been wiped out. Okay, and so we're going to stop right there. So now it's my job to get so I can put some energy above her now, as if I'm riding her, okay, because that was her big, big, big hole. Let's go ahead and yield. Here comes some stimulus. Keep her moving, keep her moving, keep her moving sideways, keep her moving. Wait till she softens, keep her moving, keep her moving. Wait till she turns loose of that, right there, off. Pretty cool, okay? This change sides. Walk that shoulder around. Get above her here, and put some stimulus on her backside here. Up here, up here. Stay in position. Wait right there. Just keep moving. Wait till she turns loose. Right there. Okay, that's pretty neat, okay. Now that didn't happen in one session. Hey, my body's off. Pretty good. And this is a very sensitive mare and terrified of things above her. And then again, when she went to bucking, it was not like, this world-class type stuff. And underneath it, though, it's the last thing she wanted to do. And I really was so looking forward to presenting scoops to everybody out there in RFD on just how a horse that was that much trouble could overcome the adversity. And I look so much forward to showing you in upcoming episodes the things she can do, hey, without those stimulus things, the performance things. Hey, if we don't see you in the future, we'll see you in the pasture. God bless you, and thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching Dennis Reis, Universal Horsemanship, A Natural Way. Tune in next week to watch the further development of scoops as Dennis begins his mounted work, utilizing the techniques of universal horsemanship.